starting again. So over to Ellaeenah, over to someone who I really, really look up at, and I'm really looking forward to the session today with you. And thank you so much, because this gives me an opportunity to understand more and to get into this world more. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Anu. Thank you very, very much. It's an honor to be here. And thank you very much, Nilofer, for that wonderful reading. And thank you to all of you, dear friends, for being here at this late hour. It's lovely to have so many people join us. I would like to start this with a quote from Rumi. And many of you might have already heard this, but I'm going to repeat it nevertheless. Your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against love. And this is exactly the same with happiness. So many of my clients who come to me will ask me, Elle, how can I be happy? What will make me happy? And I tell them that's not a question that I can answer for you. It's not about seeking love. It's not about seeking happiness. It's about going within and discovering for ourselves, what is it that I am holding on to that is a barrier against love, against happiness, against harmony, against good health. There is nothing that we experience which comes from another source. There is nothing that we experience that is a random coincidence. Every single experience that we have already gone through in our lives and shall go through in our lives is a creation by self for self. We don't consciously create this. And that is exactly the problem. You see, friends, if we consciously created something, we would consciously create only what makes us happy. But the truth is that our intellect does not create. It is the inner being, the inner energy, the subconscious being that creates. When we have little or no connection with ourselves, then the connection between the aware mind and the subconscious mind is hampered. When this connection is not a clear one, I live a life of unawareness. I live an unconscious life. My subconscious is consistently bringing up barrier after barrier. I am not aware of that, but I am only aware that something's going wrong in my life, and that is why I am facing one problem repeatedly or multiple problems at every point in time. So to take on the responsibility of creating this happiness for ourselves, we have to first understand two principles. One is, I cannot seek happiness happiness is my natural state of being. If I am not happy, it means something is going wrong because I am not living in a natural state of existence. So happiness is a natural state of existence for all human beings. 2, if I am living in a state of existence that is not allowing this natural state of happiness to come into fruition, then I am the only one who can take steps to bring it back into a state of harmony, balance, divine order. So let's try and understand what are these inner hurdles. Very often we are aware that there is a problem, but we are not quite aware what is the problem. So let's look at these inner hurdles. For me, what comes on top of any list is self-worth. What am I worth to myself? Not what am I worth to you? Not what you think of me, not how you see me. What am I worth to myself? When I either do not know that answer or I forget that that is actually the most important pillar of my existence, I then begin to sway away from my divine center. And I become like a boat without an oar. When I don't have an oar, you can push me around with your words, with your actions, with your reactions, with your thoughts about me, with your beliefs about me. But when I know what I am worth, then I hear your words, I see your actions, I encounter your reactions, your thoughts, and your beliefs, but I can respectfully keep them at your end and not internalize them at all, because I already know my worth to myself. The important question here is, what does your self-worth depend upon? Does it depend upon whether your children are successful and happy? Does it depend upon whether your husband is treating you well? Does it depend upon the fact that your friends and your family members all think the world of you? Does it depend on the fact that you have a 4-bedroom house and 3 luxury cars? If your self-worth depends on any of these, you will become an extremely insecure person. You will then spend your life trying to please your husband, your wife, your children, your friends, your family. You will do anything in your power to hold on to that 4-bedroom house and 3 luxury cars. In this rat race, at some point, beloved friends, you will lose yourself. When you lose yourself, you cannot experience happiness, because there's no one in there to experience happiness. That person in there who is the creator of happiness is lost. So do introspect over the next few days and honestly, authentically ask yourself, what does my self-worth depend upon? When you depend upon your self-worth on someone else's view of you, on what you possess or what you don't possess, then you start making comparisons. This one has something I don't have. My car is 4 years old. She's bought a brand new car. My children have failed this exam. His children have come first. There is this constant, odious comparison that goes on. And comparison can only make you unhappy, dissatisfied, and discontent. Do not look at yourself through the eyes of another. If you have to compare yourself, then compare yourself in gratitude. I am richer in this, and I do not mean possessions, and I do not mean wealth. I am richer in health. I am richer in the love I get from my family. I am richer in opportunities. Compare yourself with gratitude. See how much you have. When we do not know what we are worth, when we do not know who we are constantly worrying about the future. And that becomes our next hurdle. Instead of enjoying this moment, we shall start thinking about, tomorrow I have to do this. Will this happen? Will that call come? Will I receive this interview call? Will I be able to get that job? Will my kids get into this school? It's a constant anxious thought about a tomorrow that has not even come. This worry, which keeps you pulled and entrapped into the future, will ensure that you're not happy. Beloved friends, happiness is a present from the present. It's a present to you from the present moment of now. If you are not in the now, that present will come and go, and you will not even be aware of it. And you will constantly be seeking for this elusive happiness. Just as you worry about the future, and this is such a pointless worry, understand, friends, you can plan. You can plan and say, yes, I am hoping that tomorrow I can get these 4 tasks done. And then leave it. Surrender to the higher flow of life, which might actually then guide you to complete only one of those tasks and bring to you something else to do instead of what you had planned. So flow with life. And when we flow with life, we leave behind the past as well. What is this non-existent past that so many of us hold on to? And you know, when I'm talking of the past, you might think that I'm only talking about a sad past or an angry past or a resentful past. And I'm not. I'm even talking about a past that at that time made you happy. So you might have been very, very happy in a certain school, and then you shifted from that school to another school. So many of children who come to me for sessions go through this. Auntie, I want to go back to my old school. I don't like this new school. And I have to explain to them that you don't like this new school because you're not giving this new school a chance. You're holding on to the happy memories of the old school. So yes, let those happy memories dwell within you. These are our go-to moments when we just need a smile in the middle of the day. But when those happy memories become something that is tying us to the past, then those memories become our chains. They bind us and they do not allow us to enjoy happiness, which is a present from the present. If I do not enjoy the present, if I do not appreciate what this present brings to me, then how can I be grateful? Many people ask me, El, give me one secret of manifestation. Give me one thing, one small word, either a switch word or a mantra or a meditation. Give me something which I can use and manifest anything I want in my life. And I look at them and I say, I have only one trick. And that trick is be grateful. The universe may give me something small today. If I look at that and I say, really, this is so insignificant and trivial, Cheh, I wish I had gotten something bigger, I have lost a beautiful opportunity to express gratitude. When I express gratitude for this something small, that energy of gratitude adds itself to the energy of what you've already received. And that gift becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. And every time you add more energy of gratitude, it just keeps growing bigger and bigger. It's like having a cup of milk. If I add a tiny bit of sugar, instantly that cup of milk will become a little sweeter. If I enjoy that and then I add a little more sugar, it will become sweeter. And I can continue to add sugar and continue to enjoy milk that is sweeter and sweeter. If you want to be an alchemist, and if you want to convert the lead, the darkness in your life to light, to brightness, to happiness, then this one trick you cannot miss. Be grateful. And don't misunderstand me. I don't mean only grateful for the big things in your life. So I'm grateful for my children. I'm grateful for my husband. I'm grateful for my home. I'm grateful for my dogs. No, those are important, certainly. But also be grateful for the small things. I am grateful that the heat has disappeared just now and it has become cool. I am grateful that I had these weeks in my home with my family, because we are all such a busy family, we do not get this time, except when we are on a family holiday. So think of small things. I am grateful for the lily in my pot that bloomed this morning. I am grateful that I get fresh water to drink every day. I am grateful that even though there is a lockdown, I have received fresh vegetables and fruit. There is so much to be grateful for. So be grateful. You will be able to manifest whatever you desire when you keep adding the energy of gratitude to what you already have. Then what you already have becomes bigger and bigger and bigger because of all that energy of gratitude that you've poured into it. Nilofer was telling a few people, listen to your inner guidance. You already know what to do. Why are you not listening? And it's not just one or two of those persons. It's all of us at some of the time. There is not one amongst us who doesn't get an inner guidance. And you do not have to be a channel for that. And you do not have to be a medium for that. And you do not have to be a healer for that. You just have to be a human being for that. Every single human being is guided by their spirit. Every single human being is guided by their guardian angel. Every single human being is guided by their masters and their guides. The important question is, are you listening? Are you keeping yourself so busy in the day, worrying about something, fearing something, reacting something? Are you at all aware of this inner guidance? If you are one of those who can say, you know what, I really do not hear my inner guidance, then pat yourself on the back for that acknowledgement. And what you can do then is to approach someone who can help you, who can figure out why you are having help listening to your inner guidance. They can give you some suggestions. They can hold your hand through this process. But please listen to your inner guidance. No one knows what is the best thing for you in this current moment except your inner spirit. Your inner spirit shall never guide you wrong. Your inner spirit will ensure that you never go astray. So listen to the inner guidance. When you don't listen to the inner guidance, then you are influenced by what other people are saying. When the voice inside is silent, then the only voice you can hear is the voice of someone from outside. And then one person will tell you you are right, and another person will tell you you are wrong. One person will praise you, and another person will humiliate you for exactly the same thing. So it's not about listening to anyone else's views about you. Listen respectfully, but in the final analysis, listen to your inner guidance. When I don't know who I am, when my connection with my inner guidance is very, very weak or is not there at all, then in order to ensure that the voices that speak to me from the outside are appreciative voices, are voices that validate me, are voices that approve of me, I begin to wear my masks. And I have masks covering who I really am. Some people unkindly call this hypocrisy. Yes, it might be hypocrisy, but what it really is a fear of showing who you really are. You want to cover yourself up in a mask that the other person will approve of. So there are some persons who pretend to be more spiritual than they are. Others who pretend to be more religious than they are. Some pretend to be richer than they are. Some pretend to be wiser than they are. Why are we not being authentic? We are not being authentic because we are too scared to be authentic. So let's joyfully bring down all the masks. Let people hear and see who we are. Anu, I hope you are well, dear, now.
Yeah, I'm absolutely right here.
Good, good, good. don't worry, whatever shall be, it's Mother Nature, and water is the feelings of Mother Nature that are coming out. And let us hold Mother Nature strongly. I've been telling my group, and maybe you can all do this as well. We have all been chanting, rise Mother to peace. Rise Mother to peace. So let's go back again to these social masks that we wear. There are some people who wear the mask.
Tejinder, please mute yourself. Thank you.
There are some people who wear the mask of helplessness. They try to show the world that I am very, very weak. I'm very, very helpless. I need everyone's help. This is their way of getting attention. Some people wear the mask of illness. So whoever asks them a question, whenever the question is asked, they will talk about their illness. And because they focus so much on illness, of course, the physical body will respond and will make you ill. Remember, what we focus upon will be. So don't get taken in by people's social masks. And you must try yourself to wear as few of your social masks as possible. We all at some point in time will wear a mask. But if we are certain that we know, we can recognize when we are wearing a mask, and we know why we are wearing a mask, then those times will be few and far between. These social masks, again, just like the lack of self-worth, these social masks make you very, very insecure, because you do not know when you are going to get caught out, when someone is going to see through you. So the masks become bigger, and in doing that, the masks become uglier. And sometimes you will find someone talking about someone and saying, what a fake person she is. It's not that she's not a fake person. It's just she doesn't have the courage to show her authentic self. And you don't have that courage because you don't have the self-worth. When we don't have our the courage to be our intrinsic self, and if any of you are interested, you can go to my YouTube channel, Ellaeenah JadeFire. I have a talk there which is becoming aware of your intrinsic self. It's a short talk, but do listen to it. It might help you. These social masks ensure that we live in a very small, restricted way. We refuse to get out of our comfort zones, because those comfort zones are where we have created our masks, and our masks are working for us. So we refuse to take a risk and try anything new. I know so many of my clients, they are unable to meet any new situation in their life without great anxiety or without great agitation. Gently, I have to make them understand, look at and recognize their fears, their insecurities. Why are you not able to take a risk? When something becomes a comfort zone, yes, it feels nice. It feels like an old nightie that you have worn for several years. It's comfortable with all its little holes and fraying. It's a comfortable nightie. But when you refuse to let that go, you close the door to new energy. And that new energy might be exactly what you need to expand yourself, to receive the present of the present, to be who you truly are. So recognize that very often a comfort zone is a rut that you're stuck in. And yes, it is scary to jump out of a rut because we don't know what is out there. But take that leap of faith. Pray, chant, switch words, whatever it is that gives you that faith. Take a leap of faith. Try something new. Do something different every day. Those of my clients who are very, very tightly caught in their comfort zones and just are unable to move out of their comfort zones, they do not like any kind of change, I put them onto a very small practical exercise. I tell them, okay, you don't like change. Let's make changes that will not threaten you. Let's start with something very safe. With which hand do you brush your teeth? Mostly they will say the right hand. And I will say, from tomorrow, you will use the left hand. And it's small things like this. How do you have your cup of coffee in the morning or tea? Do you have sugar? Do you not have sugar? So they'll say, yes, I have 1 teaspoon of sugar. All right, from tomorrow, you either make it 1.5 or you make it half, but not 1. So these are non-threatening changes. But when you do them every day, and every day you do something different, your energy system gets used to change. And your energy system realizes that change is not threatening. Change is not scary. And then you'll be able to expand yourself. You'll be able to bring in even bigger changes into your life. When we are stuck doing the same thing in the same way, we are stuck by using the same words, we are stuck using the same reactions, we are stuck with the same patterns of behavior, our life loses all sense of priority. We are living such unconscious, unaware lives that there is no prioritizing what is truly important. I was addressing a very large group of parents the other day, and I asked them one question, which I asked them all to think about.
No, I'm just, I don't know. But I'm just saying.
Neetaji, can you mute yourself? Thank you. Can you mute yourself? Thank you. Sorry.
So I asked them to think about this. Are the marks that children get more important than the happiness of the child? Are the marks that their children get more important than the friendly relationship that they share with their child? When we lose our sense of priority, we get caught up in the rat race of what everyone is doing. Everyone wants their child to get 98. In school, the teachers are unrealistic and will come down like a ton of bricks, insulting the child who dares to get a 70, as though 70 is a bad grade. Because as human beings, we have stopped prioritizing. Prioritize your goals. What is truly important in your life? Is it so important to get that second luxury car that you have to deprive yourself, you have to deprive your family, you have to deprive your children of small joys that you can have right now? In every action, in every decision, in every choice that you make, ask yourself, what is my priority? Unless it's a life and death priority, Put yourself first. Put your happiness first. Put the happiness of your children there. Put the happiness of your family there. Everything else comes not second, but 100th. Your happiness leads to your health. Your health leads to your family's happiness. Understand that equation. But you see, this becomes very, very difficult for many to do, because since childhood, we have been writing inner stories. What are these stories that we write? Some people will write a story, my mother doesn't love me, she never wanted me to be born, she loves my brother because he is a boy and I'm a girl. Someone will write, my father disapproves of everything that I do. There is nothing that I can do which he will find right. Someone will write, I'm an absolutely stupid person. I can't understand anything new that is told to me. I take a long time to grasp things. These are stories that we are telling ourselves inside again and again and again. And what happens when we tell these stories enough times? They become realities. What is the meaning of a legend or a myth? A legend is a story that has been told so many times that people believe that it is true. But it is only a story. It has just been repeated over and over and over again. And we then believe, of course it is true. But it's only a legend. And that's what we do to ourselves. We tell this story to ourselves repeatedly. I am unworthy. I am stupid. I am poor. I am inefficient. I cannot speak well. All of these stories that go on and on and on in our psyches will then ensure that my relationships with others are as bad as my relationship with myself. So become aware of the stories you're telling yourself and rewrite those stories. If any of you are interested in that, the rewriting of the stories, on Friday 12th, along with my very dear friend Saurabh Ardeshar, who has also come on these meetings, Saurabh and I are doing a Zoom session on Friday from 9:30 to 11:30, rewriting your scripts. It's entirely free. If you wish, please get in touch with me and I will send you the link.
Ethel, can you please mute yourself? Thank you. Could you repeat that again so that people really get it? When and at what time?
Friday 12th, 9:30 to 11:30. Saurabh and I are conducting a joint Zoom session that's entirely free on rewriting our inner scripts.
And it's in the morning or in the evening?
9:30 at night.
9:30.
Yes. So if anyone is interested, ask me, I'll send you the Zoom link. There are so many people who know the validity of what I am saying and will really try very hard to make these changes in their lives. At a certain point, they'll just give up. And they'll say, you know what, Elle, it's not working. And I will ask, so how many months, years, how long did you try? I tried Elle. I tried for 3 months, 3 whole months I tried. It didn't work at all. And I'll ask her, how old are you? She'll say 45. 45. So you've had this pattern for 45 years. But you cannot even give it 45 months in which to change. You gave up after 3 months. Is it possible? Is it really possible to make such huge changes from deep within our psyches in just 3 months? No, friends, this is a consistent, day-to-day, ongoing process. Have I stopped doing it? Of course not. It's a process that's going on for me still, every day. You cannot be impatient about being the best version of who you are. When you are losing your patience, when you believe that, no, this will not work, that I will never change, that this situation will never change, ask yourself only one question. Were you born to be unhappy? Could that ever be someone's life purpose? Could any soul ever be permitted to take on unhappiness as their life purpose? And you will immediately get that answer, that the answer is no. Then if you were not born to be unhappy, can you not give all of yourself, all of your time to being happy? Because it's not selfish. When you are happy, everyone around you is happy. As within, so without. Please remember that what you feel inside is what you experience outside. So don't be impatient. For all you know, that prize that you have been waiting for might just be around the corner. Don't give up. Don't give up. Persist, persist, persist till you reach that goal of happiness. Just as some people are too impatient, there are others who will not budge. They won't even start making changes. Why? Because they are waiting for something to happen. So they will say, no, I'll do this when I lose weight. I will travel after I have lost weight. I will do this when my husband returns from his posting abroad. We are always waiting for something to happen before we start living. As though living in the present is not attractive for them. I'm repeating again, my friends, so it goes deep within you. Happiness is a present for you by the present moment. Don't wait for something to happen. You might keep waiting for that. And how sad will that be if your life comes to an end and you're still waiting? Why would you wait to go out and buy yourself a gorgeous dress? Why not buy it now? When you lose the weight, go out and buy another one. But don't tell yourself, when I lose weight, when this happens, when that happens. The more you wait for something to take place, for someone to approve of this moment, it will just slip out of your hand. So make it happen for you here and now. When something new is put before you, something you've never tasted before. Maybe if you're a vegetarian, maybe a vegetable that you have never tasted before. What is your reaction? Do you get excited and say, wow, let me try it? Or do you say, nay, Baba, I have heard this is not a nice taste. I don't want to try it. That is your attitude then to life. When life gives you a plate of something new to experience, pick up your fork and spoon and start gobbling it. Because life is saying, here's something else for you to enjoy. If you don't enjoy it, tell life, you know what? No, I don't enjoy it. Bring me another plate of something better. But don't push away something that comes your way because it's new, because it's untried. Go ahead and try it. At the most, what will happen? you will not be successful. Is that such a big deal? Haven't we all faced lack of success in something, sometime or the other? And are we not absolutely fine in spite of that? Success and failure are what you make of it in your head. They are not real. They are only experiences. There is a lovely book that I read a little while ago, and I'm going to share the name with you. It's called Happiness in Hard Times by Andrew Matthews. Happiness in Hard Times. And in this book, I distinctly remember one line. He says, you are a vibrational being in a vibrational universe. And the universe vibrates at your vibration. And I went, oh my God, here we are all thinking that one universe is the same for us all. And it's not. My universe could be entirely different from your universe, because my universe vibrates at my vibration. Your universe vibrates at your vibration. Now, my universe can vibrate at my vibration, which may vibrate enough to bring me this much. Your universe vibrates at your vibration, which may be vibrating enough to bring you this much. Which means if I want to get from here to here, I don't have to go running after this. I have to change my vibrations. And how can I change my vibrations? By being grateful, by loving myself, by having self-worth, by being open to change. And one more very important one, managing my emotions. In this same book, Andrew Matthews says, look at emotion as E-motion. Anyone who studied science, even a little bit, will know that E always stands for energy. So he looks at it as E-motion, energy in motion. Now, if my energy in motion is anger, then the vibrations that I create around me can support anger. And more angry situations will come into my life. If the energy that I am setting into motion is an energy of gratitude and joy and harmony and health, then the vibrations that are around me can support and bring in joy and happiness and harmony and health. Remember, your emotions are emotions, energy in motion. Which energy are you setting into motion? Every minute ask yourself that. Every minute be aware of that. What energy am I setting into motion now? Is this energy going to create a vibrational field around me that will bring me enjoyable experiences? Because that vibrational field is ever changing. With every energy that you set into motion, that vibrational field changes. So remember to manage your emotions. There are times when we know that what we are doing is wrong. Some people will tell me, I know I have this habit of lying, but I just can't seem to stop myself. What an erroneous statement. Of course you can stop yourself. Yes, you may not know how.
God.
You may not know how. There are a lot of people who are ready to help you. They could be health facilitators, they could be spiritual mentors, they could be teachers, they could be guides, they could be therapists, they could be psychologists, they could be counselors. Seek help. When there is something you are getting stuck with, seek help. There is nothing wrong in seeking help. It doesn't make you a small person or a weak person or a powerless person. In fact, it makes you a very powerful person. Someone who is aware that I need help and I go out and give myself the help I need. So if you are repeating patterns that you know are bad for you, but you just don't know how to break these patterns, look around and ask for help. Don't try and do it alone. But in looking around and asking for help, ensure that you are not spiritually shopping. I call this spiritual window shopping. You know, when we were in college, a group of us, boys and girls, of course, we never wanted to attend the college at all. So when we'd bunk, but now where to go in Bombay? Bombay is really not that exciting a city to go and how many movies can one see, especially when you are on a very, very limited budget. So we would go to Colaba Causeway and window shop. So we'd stop at all those little bhakras there and pick up things as though we are going to buy something. Of course, none of us had the money to buy anything, not even a Coca-Cola, right? We didn't even have the money to go in a bus there. So we'd walk there and walk back, right? So spiritual window shopping is as exciting, but as useless as window shopping at Colaba Causeway. So people go from one class to another, from one webinar to another, from one seminar to another, from one workshop to another. They read books, they see movies. Do they do anything with that? Not one iota. Not one plan of action after that. So when you just go window shopping for what you think is a spiritual wisdom, please understand that spiritual wisdom doesn't come by reading a book or listening to someone. The book and the person and the webinar and the workshop can give you a direction, but you have to take the steps. If you don't take the steps, I know some people who come and tell me, Elle, I spent 30,000 on this seminar. This person had come from abroad, big name, etc. Completely useless, Elle. Are it completely useless? Because you haven't done anything with it. You are equating what you received with that 30,000 that you paid. First of all, don't do that. But you must have come back with 2, 3, 4, 5 nuggets of wisdom, some bit of truth. Why can't you start living those? Why can't you start applying those in your life? So do not spiritually window shop unless you are going to make a plan of action that every time I hear something, every time I hear a webinar, every time I attend a seminar, I am actually going to put it into practice immediately. Then go out and attend everything that you want. Be careful of things that you are saying and what you are saying and thinking. Every time you catch yourself saying, oh, I am not this, oh, I am not that, oh, I am not wise, oh, I am not healthy, oh, I am not loved, you are creating that reality. Do not say words like I am not, or I don't have a servant, I don't have good health, I don't have children. Every time you keep saying something like this, you continually create more and more and more of that reality. please do not use those words. And definitely stop pitying yourself. This whole pity game that we play, why me? Maine kya kiya, El? I have always been such a good person. I have done so much daan in my life. I have been such a nice person. I've looked after my in-laws. Then why me? This whole why me, poor me, pity me is a game I play with myself. You know Arthur Ashe, the huge tennis player who's now dead. When he got AIDS, the whole world was shocked. And the journalist asked him, Arthur, why you? And do you know what Arthur replied? Why not me? Why not me? When you ask that question, like Arthur Ashe, you begin to introspect. Why has this happened to me? So do not play these pity me, poor me, why me games with yourself, guys. They are self-deprecating and they only take you down a dark, dark tunnel. They never show you the light. So let's end it here by saying, to be happy, you have to be happy. I'm going to leave you with that Zen statement. To be happy, you have to be happy. I'm open to any questions you may ask.
It almost sounded like to be rich, you have to have money.
Well, something like that.
Okay, guys, over to questions. So either you can type your question in the chat or you can raise your hand and I will ask you to unmute yourself. Come on. This is an opportunity. Do not miss out on it. Ask questions, guys. This pin drop silence. Okay.
So,
Great, wonderful, truly mind-boggling. Yeah, we put the
you.
feedbacks later, but ask questions first, guys.
So Anu
Yes.
Sharma has asked a question. She's made a statement. I just realized that I wear a mask of helplessness so that people notice me and pay attention. Wow, makes so much sense why I behave the way I do. Anu, please pat yourself on the back. Give yourself a huge, huge hug that you've been able to make this realization. And this is exactly what it is. When you realize something about yourself, don't feel guilty. Don't feel ashamed. It's a huge wow moment. It's a moment of realization. It's a moment of growth. Hug yourself and say, well done.
Very good. We have two participants who put their hand up. China, please go ahead, unmute yourself and ask the question.
Thank you, El. I'm not sure if I'm phrasing this correctly, but if you, like you say, were running in some rat race because I want this and I want that, but at the same time, I feel like that thing makes me so happy, especially if I've experienced it before.
Yes.
But so that thing really does make me happy. That's what I think my inner guidance is telling me. But maybe it still looks like I'm just running a race.
No, don't run a rat race. Go out and make it happen. You see, running a rat race, have you ever seen a rat in a laboratory?
Mm-hmm.
It's put onto a wheel. Have you seen that? And it's quite an interesting one. So the rat is put onto a wheel and the rat kind of keeps doing this because it has to move. That wheel is moving, you see? So the rat keeps doing this and the wheel keeps moving and the rat has no way to get off. That is where the term rat race comes from. When you're in a rat race, you never manifest love. If there is something you enjoy, it is your right to manifest it. Don't let anyone tell you it's not important. It's important to you. Go and manifest it. But don't make that someone else's burden, darling. It is your responsibility because that thing will make you happy. You go out in this world, there are umpteen tools, umpteen methods, and umpteen people waiting to help you so that you can be happy. The whole universe is conspiring only to make you happy.
Wonderful. We have
So don't give up on that dream. Make it happen.
Dr. Nuthan, could you unmute yourself?
Yes, thank you, Anu. It was wonderful session, but I would like to know that there are our loved ones around us who are really, we can see that they are stuck. So I would like to know that with gratitude, how can I help them to, come out of the stuck situation?
Oh, very easily, Dr. Nuthan, and thank you for saying it was a session you enjoyed. But very easily, Dr. Nuthan. And you are not alone, Nuthan, in this situation. All of us have around us some person we love and truly care for, who we can see is stuck and who is just not moving ahead. I completely get your angst about that. Do you know what I do? I find something to say thank you and something to praise every single time. For example, if they've done even a small thing, which doesn't have to be anything to do with the pattern we're trying to change, anything else, find opportunities to say thank you to them, find opportunities to praise them. When anyone is thanked, when anyone is praised, they start feeling good about themselves. Nuthan, when someone does not change, please do not misunderstand. They are not changing because they are so stupid that they don't know they have to change. They know, sweetheart, from deep within, they know they have to change, but they don't have the courage or they don't have the self-esteem in order to change. So they just pretend, I'm not going to change. There's nothing wrong with me. That's only a pretense. Don't get taken in by that. As you praise them in small things repeatedly, but do it authentically. Please remember, everyone can see through a falseness. So do it authentically. That person will gently start feeling good about himself, about herself, and soon you will see that the little suggestions you give about change will be responded to positively. But have patience.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that beautiful.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So well answered. Very good question. Subodh, could you unmute yourself, please, and ask the question? And others, keep raising your hand. You're doing very well. There are also some things, some of the comments that are coming in the chat box.
May I just take 2 comments, Anu?
Please go ahead.
So Bubbly Tulsi Walia is saying, if you're happy but someone close to you is an anxious person and therefore hurts you on small things, what to do then? Bubbly, this is your greatest test, my love. When you are happy but someone else is not, when someone else is anxious, I know they are lashing out at you, Bubbly, and we do not like anyone lashing out at us. But my darling, do we not lash out at people when we are upset? Let's not forget that. And when you have the present of happiness, my darling, let that present make you stronger and share your strength with this person who's living in anxiety. Bubbly, I know people who come to me, clients who come to me with anxiety and panic attacks. Believe me, I wouldn't want to live their lives. They are scared all the time. They are insecure all the time. If they are children or teenagers, it becomes even worse. And because they don't know how to deal with the fear, they lash out at you, not because they don't love you. So if you can, get help for them, but also share your strength with them. Sit down with them, hold their hand. Tell them, I know you're lashing out at me because you are upset about something. I want you to know I am here for you. I am here for you. Talk to me. I am not hurt by what you have said. It's okay. You went at me. I am fine with that. I don't have a problem. But just know that I love you, that I'm there for you.
Okay, next person, Subodh, could you unmute yourself and ask the question, please? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ed.
Thank you.
I have greatly benefited from your talk, but one
Thank
thing
you.
is there that I am generally in a state of gratefulness.
Lovely.
And every morning I get up and I am grateful for small things like there is light, there is water, there is food.
Yes.
But whenever I am very happy, it has been regularly happening that something untoward will happen on some front. And then I'll question that whether my happiness, somebody has put evil eye or...
Thank you for this question. I didn't want to bring this up, but I was hoping someone would bring this up because it's a question that has been asked to me over and over again. Subodh, these are our belief systems that are creating this. You have not recognized that you have a very strong belief system about two things. You believe that you can be attacked by someone else's evil eye. The answer is no. The answer is no. Subodh, you have the power of God within you. Satan can do whatever he wants, but God cannot be attacked. You have the power of God within you. No evil eye can come to you. You shall always be safe because you will keep yourself safe. And the second belief, Subodh, eradicate it. Do EFT, do tapping, eradicate this belief. You believe that every time you are happy, something bad happens, and that is why it does happen. Please sit with this belief and do a lot of tapping in order to remove this belief. Enjoy longer and longer periods of happiness. No one is doing anything to you. Let them do it. It's their karma. Nothing can happen to you. You are strong.
Wonderful. Would you like to take on the chat box first one question, and then we'll go with the...
Yes, there's one from Nitya.
Jinder.
Gratitude is a conscious change I've been trying to practice, but my habit of negative thinking keeps rearing its head. Will my constant effort to stay grateful ever help me to do away with that? Nitya, sweetheart, may I please draw your attention to how you have framed that question? Even in your question, Nitya, there is already despair. Will my constant effort to stay grateful ever help me? Can you hear the despair, my darling, in your voice? Nitya, you need to do a lot of Ho'oponopono. You need to do bark flower therapy. You need to do tapping. Nitya, you may practice gratefulness, and that's lovely. Do not stop doing that. But when within you, Nitya, there is despair, there is hopelessness, there is self-doubt. Sweetie, you are coming in your own way of manifestation. Please take someone's help with bark flower, with tapping, with Ho'oponopono. Please do some work on yourself.
Wonderful. Let's go to Tejinder Kaur Sethi. Could you please unmute yourself and ask the question? Thank you.
Thank you. First, I just want to thank Nutan for introducing me to this group. Today is my first live session that I'm attending. And Anu, you're doing a wonderful job. I heard Jay Verma's session and then I requested Nutan to be added. Sorry, I joined a little late, but wonderful. I think the universe conspired for me to join this.
Absolutely.
And I found it so useful that I want to thank you. And my extension to the question which Nutan had posted actually. So I also face the same thing where you are trying to help your loved ones, but there is a lot of refusal, and the way it is reacted is you're acting too smart, you're too egoistic, and that many times makes you question, why am I doing this? Why do I do this again? Why do I mean, it starts but you still have the inner intent to make it happen. But sometimes being pulled down so much makes you think, I don't want to do this.
Thank you for that question. Very, very, very apt question. Lovely question. And it's something that must be addressed. We all want to help people. Tejinder, we all want to help people. And that's what makes us beautiful human beings. But darling, everyone has a journey. You have your journey and I have my journey. 10 years ago, Tejinder, you were not what you are today. Am I right? Right? 10 years ago, you did not have the same beliefs that you have today. You had a journey of 10 years. This person whom you are trying to help out of all your love and affection needs their time, their pace in order to make the changes. So when we are offering help, we must offer the help, but as soon as we see that that person is now insulting us or humiliating us or telling us you're a show-off, you think you know too much, who do you think you are, God on earth or what, that you're talking all this gyan, gently back away and tell your divine energy, I am ready and waiting to help this person. As soon as the person is ready, please give me that opportunity. And then wait. That opportunity may come the next day. That opportunity may come after years. But wait. We are all, Tejinder, in what I call a fix-it mode. We just want to fix everything. Something is wrong, I will take on the burden of fixing it. Why are we in a fix-it mode all the time? If it's that person's problem, support them, yes, but give them the respect of allowing them to fix their own problem. So even if you have to wait for many years, wait. The best way that person will receive help is when that person asks for help.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, El. Wonderful.
Thank you.
Well said, El. I think we can read one of the chats. There are many chats. So Sana is saying, ma'am, after attending this session today, I realized that I face repeated problems with different people. It's because my reaction to the problem is the same. So I need to change my outlook. Am I right, ma'am? So she's
Sana, first hug yourself. I've always told you, as soon as you make a realization, first hug yourself. And you are absolutely right, Sana. So now that you know you're right, the next time it happens, Sana, when I tell people, play act in your head. Then when reality comes, you already know your lines. So now you already know this scenario, okay? X will say this, and Sana will reply with this. These are the words written in your current script. You don't like this current script. This whole drama and this whole play has become very boring. Pick up that script and in your mind, rewrite your lines. Rewrite your actions. Actually visualize yourself doing something different. And Sana, do it every day. Should I tell you all a small trick, guys? Do you know that, and of course, I'm sure some of you do you know that your subconscious actually cannot make out the difference between reality and imagination? Did you know that? Your subconscious can never make out the difference between reality and imagination. That is why visualization works. Because your subconscious doesn't know that, hey, Elle is only trying to trick me, she's only imagining. So Sana, sit every day and do a strong detailed visualization about the whole situation, but the end must change. Sana will be saying something different, feeling something different, and doing something different. Keep that same, rewrite that script. When that situation comes in reality, your energy system already knows how to react because you have now rewritten the script, and you'll be thrilled with yourself that the pattern is gone.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much.
So,
Guys,
Amita,
please call me L. I get very, very disconcerted when people say ma'am.
okay.
I don't know who they are talking to. Who's this ma'am they are talking to?
Amita has got a question. Amita, go ahead.
Hello, El. Thank you so much for this session. I joined a little late.
Just 1 minute, Amita. Others, please put up your hands, because otherwise I'm going to think that there are no more questions. So, Amita, go ahead.
I just want to thank you for one thing that I realized. I joined a little late, but when you were talking about that we are scared of changes. So actually my younger sister was asking me since last 2 weeks that you should join some online drawing classes, and I will tell her that I cannot do it because I have my office to complete, and after office also I don't get time. But I should try the change.
And you realize that you are only making excuses.
Maybe, but I will work on that part. And also considering means my work currently, not work also, and personally also, I generally be very irritated, very impatient, and always angry.
Yeah.
And people tell me that it's very visible on your face also, that you're not happy or something like that. So I just
sweetie, when we are living the same life day in and day out, we get up, we cook, we go to work, we come back, we are with our children, then we cook, then we clean, then we go to bed, right? This has become a life. And sometimes you might be even thinking to yourself, when I was a child, I never imagined my life would be this. This life makes us frustrated inside. We are fed up. We are fed up of this life. Now, who is going to change it for you? It's your life. Start with small changes, but make the change. For example, this lovely. Now, the universe has spoken to you through your sister. Please join that drawing class. Right? It doesn't take up so long to do a little drawing in the day, to take time off for 5 minutes to sing a song, to take 10 minutes to just go for a walk by yourself, even if it is around your building, humming to yourself. Do something for yourself. Make yourself more important. You are frustrated because you have put yourself last.
Thank you so much, and I will say that I'll join the drawing class now.
Lovely. Make your first drawing for me.
Yeah.
Wonderful. We have Nitya.
Thank you so much.
Written a message. Gratitude is a conscious change, and I have been trying to practice, but my habit of negative thinking keeps me rearing.
We answered that. No, we took Nitya's question. Yes.
Okay. So, Nitya for introducing me.
Let's take Darpana. I often go out of my way to make people happy, but when they judge me, I lose my patience.
Yeah.
Ah, nice question, Darpana. Very nice. So, Darpana, don't take my answer wrongly. But if I don't tell you the truth, sweetie, I would be dishonoring you. When you go out of your way to make someone happy, but you lose patience when they say something against you or they judge you, it means, dear Darpana, that you are doing this in order to seek external validation. My advice to you is, for a short while, forget about making people happy. Forget it. Work on your self-image, work on your self-worth, work on your self-happiness, work on your self-love. When we do things to make people happy, whatever they say or do will never bother us, because we are doing things to make them happy because we are happy. We are not doing things to make them happy because we want validation, Darpana. So please, please remember that, my dear. Why is it that some people take your help for granted? Parveen, not some people, almost all. Almost all. Again, here, Parveen, when I feel in those moments that I feel, you know what, they're just taking me for granted. As soon as that thought strikes me now, Parveen, I sit back and I say, Elle, you are seeking validation. Why is Elle not in love with herself in this moment? So, yes, Parveen, everyone takes everyone for granted. Parveen, you also take people for granted. I also take people for granted. That is a human tendency, Parveen. But when that upsets you, when that upsets me, it means that in that moment of time, I am not in love with myself. And so I was seeking external validation. I didn't get that. And so I've lost my cool.
Thank you. Well, actually, it's not for one or twice. You keep on doing it, and then people will keep, start asking, and then at one point in time, they will be like, she keeps on doing, so let's ask her only to do it everything.
So, Parveen, so you have to have, yes, Parveen, have
now
self-worth.
I have started putting
very good.
Wall. Now it's not the time of that.
Perfect.
You take it for your
excellent. So now Parveen is putting herself first. Parveen, remember, what we do inside reflects outside. If Parveen puts herself last, then the external environment will also put her last.
Thank you.
Thank you, Parveen.
Wonderful question, wonderful answer. Let's go to Aarti. Aarti, please unmute yourself.
Hi.
Hi. Hi. Hello. How are all the doggies?
Good. All are good. So you spoke about social mask.
Yes.
My question was related to that. Now, what you brought into awareness, it is a fear which is behind the mask of people. But when that mask, when you're aware the person is wearing that mask and that makes you feel uncomfortable, or maybe puts you in a place of fear, or you can say a place of vulnerability that you will be hurt.
Okay.
And then in that situation, how should I deal with myself?
So, Aarti, first of all, if you are close to that person, close enough as in that person, if that person loves and respects and trusts you, then maybe gently you can start a conversation about masks. And whenever I'm doing a conversation about masks, I will talk about my masks. So people don't feel that, oh my God, she's judging me. Right? But if you are with a person who you know is not going to be responsive to you, then you only look at your reaction. Now you know, Aarti, that this is coming from their fear. Your awareness is enough. Now keep that away. That is not for you to mend. That is their journey, right? You start now working on yourself. Why am I reacting? What about this mask is making me uncomfortable? So go down the journey towards your inner child. You will find that your inner child is making a connection between this person's mask and a similar mask worn by a person in the past. So who you are reacting to is actually not this person, you're reacting to that person. So you need to cut the connection with that person.
And what if that you are aware if that person is coming up and that is creating that fear within you, that it's going to be repeated again?
Yeah. So as I said to someone, visualization is fabulous. Replay the situation in your mind with a different end. But you can also use switch words in order to shift the energy, Aarti. Because the energy flow is the same. So you're coming from that same energy flow. So you want to switch that energy flow. So switch words work amazingly well for something like this.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
We have a question over here from Mamta.
Yeah.
Would you like to read it, or would?
Even when I'm trying to not compare myself with others and see where I am lacking, I have people around me doing it, and then I get back to square one. How do I get around this? Mamta, the universe is playing a little game with you. you are, even though you say you are not trying to compare yourself, Mamta, subconsciously you are, right? Now the pattern is more suppressed. You are denying that you are doing it. Earlier you were not denying. Now you are denying that you're doing it, but you're still doing it. But when other people are telling you something, and Mamta, always remember this, when we are not looking at something ourselves, the universe uses people to give us a message. So listen to that message. Don't judge those people. Don't blame them. Don't complain about them. In your mind, say, thank you, message received, I will work on it. You will see, if you do this repeatedly every time, Mamta, you will see that people will stop saying these things.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome.
Wonderful. We have Harsha. Harsha, could you unmute yourself and ask your question? Thank you. And others, if you want to raise your hand, please put it on the Zoom. Thank you. Yes, Harsha.
Hello, hi Elle.
Hi Harsha.
The first and the most important thing which I wanted to tell you was that most of the things that you told me were so much, they were related to the daily things that I face, about the change, about the negativity, about not being happy, about being grateful. You gave answers to most of my questions.
Thank you.
Most. I need to change so much, in small things, and just to make myself happy. I never put myself, in the first position always. It was always for others that I did things.
Yeah.
So listening to your session, there was so many things which one can inculcate. There are so many things which you don't realize they are in front of you.
Yeah.
But till you told me those things, I never realized that I could do them so easily.
Yes, and they're really easily done, Harsha.
Exactly. So I'm really grateful to you from deep within my heart,
Thank you, Harsha. And there's a big hug coming your way from me.
Thank you so much. And the hug goes back to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How nice. How nice. Let's go to the next question from Vandana Srivastava. Vandana, please unmute yourself and ask your question. Thank you.
Hi Elle, how are
Vandana.
you?
Hi.
And I want to tell you, you look so beautiful. My God, that smile. And you really brought a lot of cheer to my face, because I thought as if I was speaking all those things, it was so
And you
beautiful.
were. Everyone is only one energy. Only one energy.
And it was so much of, like affirming the thoughts. And I please do let us know about that Friday program in the group.
Vandana,
love to be a part of
if
it.
you just ask Anu will give you my email
Anu
or my
will certainly
WhatsApp,
do it.
and you can definitely contact me 100%.
Yeah. Thank you so much for this wonderful session.
Thank you, Vandana. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I love that. Let's go to Ruxana. Ruxana, please ask your question.
How do we
Anybody
know
else has a question? Please
switch
put
words? So Ruxana, how do we know what are the right switch words? There are two people the person I have learned switch words from is my own sister Sherry.
Yeah.
Right? I have yet to find someone in my living awareness who knows switch words and mantras and magic numbers. Like, I mean, it's like it just drops from her. She's just amazing. So for the big things, I run to Sherry. But there's also a lovely site, Ruxana, which is I refer to, which is called blueiris.org. And it's the site of Kat Miller. Blueiris.org, fabulous website for switch words. So these are my two sources, Sherry and Kat Miller's website.
Can you put that?
Can
you please put that in the chat so people can have it? Thank you.
Sure.
And somebody's also asked for the name of the
1 minute, I want to finish my question, please.
Yes, please.
Go ahead.
Go on, Rukshana.
Yeah. So is for everything there are certain switch words.
Yes. Yes.
And
Literally.
so either from this website or from Sherry, I can ask and they will be able to tell me what is the switch word to use.
So if you
how it
want
works?
just one switch word, Rukshana, then I'd rather you go to Blue Iris. Sherry actually does her healing in a very different way. She uses, it's her whole program of shifting you entirely. So Sherry is very uncomfortable, as she always tells me, giving switch word for one thing doesn't really work. You have to understand the person and then switch the person entirely at all the layers. So Sherry does it as a whole program of switch words that goes on for several weeks.
Okay.
Sherry does a lot of teaching. She conducts workshops on switch words, which you can ask her about.
Okay. So I can just...
because I have, in fact, the first time I met Aarti was at Sherry's switch words workshop. Do you remember Aarti?
So
yeah,
on her Instagram, if I ask her, I'll be able to get it from her.
Yeah.
I mean, the details.
Yes,
right.
absolutely.
Thank you so much. Yep. Thank you.
Okay, we have, I think we have everybody who's completed their questions. I don't see. I'll just have a look at the chat. I don't see anyone.
No, I can't see. I have, you've attended, Hetal has attended Sherry's workshops. Yes, thank you.
Wonderful. So
sometimes when we start to listen to ourselves, we start saying no for things not required. So people around us call us selfish, which kind of creates a self-doubt that I'm doing right or wrong. Sarita, nice question. You know, when we are, any of us, Sarita, and I'm including myself wholeheartedly in this, every time we start on some process of change, we are going to upset someone or the other. Sarita, that's a given. Because they are used to us in a certain way. Now, when we start changing, they get uncomfortable. When they get uncomfortable, they say things to us. Those things shouldn't matter. Those things shouldn't matter. Let them say it. No, it's their opinion. Respectfully say your opinion. You have to be strong in your commitment to that change. Then other people's opinions don't matter. And then if they say selfish, you say, okay, I'm selfish. That's your opinion. What difference does it make?
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, any more questions?
Bubbly has said, when we do 100 things good for a person, but one no, and you become a bad person. You know, Bubbly, you're so right. But should I tell you something, Bubbly? This is actually a human instinct to focus on the negative. It comes from the instinct for survival. You see, the human being needs to survive. So every part of our human system is geared to keep us alive. So the brain is constantly looking for those things that might harm us. So it has conditioned itself, the brain has taught itself to look for the negative. So don't feel bad about that.
Okay, there is a question from Sana Vadwa.
I have a question. Please, when I say I love you to myself by looking at my mirror, my heart doesn't agree. So what to do for that? Sana, persist, persist, persist. No one's heart agrees in the beginning, Sana. You know, we have been conditioned from birth to believe there is something wrong with us. And Sana, it takes a long time to change that belief about ourselves. So, you know, Sana, when you are looking, should I just tell you what to do? When you look into the mirror, hold your belly, the womb area. Hold your womb area very gently. That's where your inner child is. So hold your area as though you were pregnant. And then talk to that child and say, I love you. I love you. I love you. Close your eyes first and say, I love you to that child. Then gently open your eyes. And for the last 1 minute, say, I love you to the reflection in the mirror. You'll find that the process is much easier.
So some of them want the Kaudi reading.
Yes,
Any
lovely.
other question? Any other questions, guys? How do you say tick, 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 1, tick, 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 2, tick, 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 3. Look, last chance. 1, 2. No questions still? Okay.
Thank you, everyone. Really, thank you very, very much. Anu, thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you
I
so
am
much.
deeply honored.
Thank you so much. I'm so honored with your presence. Please don't go away.
No, I'm right here.
Yeah. Okay, wonderful. You can all go and put your feedback on the group, or you can put the feedback on the Facebook, or you can put it right here, and we'll give all the chats that I have received over here. So thank you so much. I'm just going to disconnect this recording right